Now, of course, Keir Starmer has pledged to resign as Labour leader if he is fined for breaching COVID rules. And we've now seen a story in the Times that the Tories are preparing for a snap election if Keir Starmer resigns. The idea being, Labour would be going through a leadership contest, they'd be going through a certain degree of turmoil, and that could be a political opportunity for the Tories to capitalise and get another majority. And we have seen, I've got to tell you, Patrick, I've talked about this a few times, we've seen a few reports. Some people aren't buying it at all. They think Boris is just going to long it out as much as he possibly can. I could see there being an early election because, if Boris continues to come under huge internal pressure within the Conservative Party, for instance, if we saw cabinet ministers starting to resign, for instance, I think Boris is someone that would back himself and would rather go out and contest an election than be ousted without an election. So what do you think the likelihood of that playing out is?
I think it's highly unlikely. I think there's a lot of dark art spin going on both sides at the moment. For instance, I simply do not believe this story that Labour's been putting out, that they're in talks with half a dozen Tory MPs to defect, including 3 male 2019 Red Wall Tory MPs. When Labour got a defector in Christian Wakeford, they didn't put out any briefing at all. It was all top secret because the talks were really happening. So Labour's trying to demoralise the Tories by inventing a rash of defections. Don't believe that. I don't believe either that the Tories are in any state to go to the country during a Labour leadership contest. I think it's trying to destabilise the Labour side. I think there's been far too much talk about doing stuff from the Tories and no discernible record of substantial achievements on important issues like the cross-channel migrants, for instance, or protecting women's rights on the trans issue. I think they would need to see some substantial achievements. I think they would need to stabilise Boris Johnson. So I've always thought the next election is going to be in 2024. I actually think that Boris Johnson should be given, has earned an opportunity to rebuild his premiership. And the key moment will come for him in May next year after the round of local elections then. And there's plenty of time, in my view, for the Tories to make a change then if anyone else has emerged. So I'm not buying into early election talk.